Hello YouTubers, just wanted to share with you a purchase I just made. Been wanting to do it for a while. Finally pulled the trigger. I went and bought a Harbor Freight tire changer, which I had heard for a long time that they had discontinued the motorcycle tire changer, so I was just looking at simply the base and was going to modify it. Well, I went there today to pick up a couple other things, and wouldn't you know it, they had a motorcycle wheel changer there on the shelf. The two part numbers, the one for the tire changer itself is a 69686. 69686 for the tire changer. And the motorcycle adapter part number is a 60810. Again, 60810. Tell you what I think of it. You definitely need to build a base, put it in the floor or something. A couple things I'm planning to do. So I'll certainly attach it to the floor here, but everybody in our family's got bikes, and for portability I think what I'll do is on the back side weld a receiver hitch so I can put it in the hitch of my truck, so I could go wherever and change tire wherever. I think that'd be great. Here's your bead breaker, and it's of course adjustable, height adjustable, and your fulcrum point is adjustable. And it also comes with a huge, I would say about a 36-inch bar. It's got the probably not anything you'd want to really use for a motorcycle wheel, but it has it available. Of course, these are it's got clamps that are adjustable. You can see there's a threaded rod situation here, and it moves the wheel clamp in or out, so you can it's got a little bar here that comes with it. This end here is just like a support. It's not a bearing or anything. It's from China. What do you expect? The middle is threaded, and there's just a nut with a set screw here, you can see, so that keeps that just from moving, and being that the center's threaded, it moves back and forth, and that'll clamp your wheel. This male portion, your rim would be here, tire over here. It's kind of hold it. Once you get it tight and it's ready to go, then you tighten it up with these screws here. Now get on the other side here. Yeah, once you get it to a position, I haven't put a wheel on here yet, but I will. You need to tighten them up. A couple words.
Okay, we're going to be changing the front wheel or front tire on a Honda VFR 1200. I have already taken off the fender, not a necessary step, but I have this wheel chock in the way, and I don't want to lift the front of the bike up more than normal. So I have the bike on its center stand, and the wheel's about an inch off the ground. So we're going to go ahead and start by removing the calipers and getting the axle taken out. Well, there's the wheel. I'm going to set this up on a block of wood. So what I've done here is I've taken empty cranberry juice bottle, and plastic, cut it up, so that way if we have some sort of guard for this bead breaker, because it will chip a wheel. So I just want to inspect that the rotors are kind of level with the base of this, and they are. So what I'm going to do is I folded this juice bottle up and we get the jaw in place. Well, for a cheap tool, it does its job. The wheel is not scratched so far, and we're ready for the next step, and that's getting the tire off the rim. I just want to bring some attention to these blocks. Once again, these blocks are Mojo blocks by the same maker of the Mojo lever. They can be ordered as a set, and they mount right in to the standard Harbor Freight clamps. So it provides a nylon surfaces not to scratch the wheel. I've also taken some U-channel rubber. Could be found online through McMaster Car or similar suppliers, just to kind of put a rubber facing on here, even though that the wheel doesn't touch this part when getting the rim into the assembly. I thought that this would further prevent the wheel from being chipped, so just thought I'd show that. We're going to go ahead and mount this into the clamp set here with the Harbor Freight motorcycle wheel adapter. Taking care to make sure that these clamps get aligned. Alright. Well, it looks like the wheel is in here, pretty sturdy. One thing you do want to know though, that this wheel will spin around. So if you have a tie down, it's a good suggestion to put a tie down around a spoke. Normally this motorcycle wheel adapter has a 1-inch bar. It worked okay for the rear wheel and its opening, but it's a little bit too big for the bearings inner diameter. So with that, I had a piece of 3/4 inch bar stock that we'll be using as a pivot point. And make sure everything is all clamped in, and it is. And what we're going to do next is take this fabulous tire changing bar called a Mojo lever, same maker of the Mojo blocks, and we're going to take the tire off the rim. Alright, I use Pledge for tire lubricant. There are better alternatives out there. There's Ruglide. There's various pastes, but that's all I had right now. Next up is a Mojo lever, and as you can see, this has a nylon faced tip for demounting and a nylon face for the mounting side. So I'm going to work on a clockwise fashion because that's the way I have the tie down strap situated. Okay, we got the knob in, and make sure that the nylon face tip is at the rim. Okay. There's the one side. Once again, our juice bottle plastic. Like I said, may not be a necessary step, but just want to protect the wheel. Okay. Now for side 2. Alright, and there you have it. Old tire off. Time to go on with the new. Okay, have ourselves a nice new set of rubber. This particular one is a Michelin Pilot Road 3. And once again, I'm going to spray some lube on here. Pledge. The first one's always the easiest. Before I do that, I'll just go ahead and put the pivot bar back in. There's the first side. The most challenging part is getting the second bead, getting the second part of the piece of the tire into the rim. And I think it's important to note that when you use this bar, that the tire has to come over, the lip of the tire has to come over this square piece. If you just put it up on top of the bead, this lever is just going to continue to pop off, and you might have a scratchy wheel in the making. So let's go ahead and dip this wheel down. And we're going to use a mojo lever now, putting the bead, as I showed earlier, in the same area above the tool head. Okay, take a block of wood and put this in the tire to keep it from walking around, the bead from walking around. And the rest of it comes down to technique. So let's give this a go. What you want to do is keep an eye on the head of the mojo lever and keep the wheel tire in the drop center of the rim. And when you get to the end, just pop the lever forward and on goes the wheel, the tire onto the rim just like that. Some people might notice that I didn't talk about the dot on the tire. Some tire manufacturers will put a dot on the sidewall, a dot of paint to indicate that that's the light part of the tire in the manufacturing process. And well, after researching and not finding a dot on these Michelins, Michelin does not put a dot on their tires. And the best part about this is